Episode 5, man. We're at the halfway point now of season 4, the final season of Power Bot 2, and it was a doozy, man. You know what I mean? I think a lot of things were going around thinking it's gonna be this action packed. There's gonna be a big cliffhanger towards the end and stuff like that. And there was a part of me that thought that, but then I thought to myself, I don't think they would write it with the intention of having episode 5 have this big, huge cliffhanger, because you know you just write it as 10 episodes and. Who knows, the scheduling and stuff change and how they want to do it. Remember, like, since that's happened, Force has been cancelled for the future now. So, I doubt that happened. So, I was alright with this, man. I actually really liked this episode. Was it as action-packed as normal? No. But we got a lot more detail. I feel like we're getting into the nuances of all the characters. More and more things are being revealed now, which is good because of the pacing. There's only 5 episodes left, so you don't want to leave too many things to be revealed with, like, episodes 7 and 8 when you've only got 2 episodes to, you know, whatever it is, figure it out. So this episode just picked off on the back of the last episode. It did give us a little flashback of what happened when Tariq spoke to Anya. I must be the only one who didn't believe. I didn't think that he was going to end up sleeping with her. I just thought he was going to have a conversation, get to know her, like take her on dates and stuff. To actually no, they slept together. It started off with him breaking up on the floor in the room, and she was leaving him, almost used and stuff like that. Was pretty cool. We had the clip of going to Braden's room with his new girlfriend and stuff, and it was revealed that she has sickle cell. So it showed the drugs on the counter that she was taking, and there was, you know, you started to see that Braden likes this girl a lot more than any other girl he's been within the program so far. He's revealing stuff to her. She knows things about the business. There's one point when he told her, like, you can tell me anything, and it wasn't with ulterior motive. It seemed like he really cared, so that was very interesting. There's Monet trying to get the family back together. There's one thing I'll say, like, with the Tejadas. Sometimes the pacing in how things get sorted out in that family, it's not very realistic. It's always too soon. Now I get it, families fight and break up, but this family is not a family that argue. The last episode, Kane was running around and on Monet's word trying to kill Diana and Drew. In this one, Diana and Drew sitting around a table, she's got food ready, and then Kane comes back, and to be fair to Kane's point, he's like, yo, I spared their life based on respect for you, but they tried to kill you. I'm not sitting around the table. So he left. We have like the reveal that weren't really good, but the part is that Braden and Tariq's putting together. I mean, their plan's been foiled already, just based on the fact that when Anya goes to see Noma, some drugs fall out of her bag and they track it back to Stansfield. I think Effie doesn't snitch on Braden or Tariq because she doesn't know. She just knows that Stanfield's her territory. She didn't deal, so it gets revealed. She turns up there, and Tariq thinks quick on his feet and instantly sees Anya and goes over to speak to her, and it's revealed then, like, okay, Noma's realising that Tariq knows her daughter, and she doesn't want her daughter to know any part of that life, so she has to kind of let it go. Very interesting that her daughter hasn't clocked onto what her mum does, but I guess she's not in her life like that. She's also got security tails and stuff like that moving around, so very interesting, but that is, you know, how she found out about the drugs in the first place. So Tariq got one up on Noma there. Very interesting. The current theme throughout this program was Tariq trying to figure stuff out in terms of getting Noma off his back, and obviously dealing with the fact that Diana's pregnant. There's some good parts in that, what we'll get to. Braden's girl actually slipped some acid in Tariq's drink, which off the back of an argument that Tariq and Braden was having, and when he found out that the girl knew everything about their business, he wasn't happy. Very reminiscent of when Ghost realised that Holly knew everything about their business, and he kind of snapped as well. So I did like that. Little callbacks and that. I don't know if they did it on purpose. Probably. I don't think they do anything for no reason. But she basically dropped it in his drink just to get him to open up and said he needs to give himself a look in the mirror. Almost like taking ayahuasca. And I'll tell you what, it reveals something really good for the program now. A lot of people don't like these kind of things. I've said prior with Monet that the flashbacks weren't really needed. This was a flash forward based on him taking acid and having, you basically got to see Tariq's inner conflict out on screen in front of us and all the stuff that he's going through. The flash forward had his son running up to him in an apartment, like a penthouse like what he grew up in, and Diana was there as his wife, and it was very interesting, but it also showed the conflict of he wants that family life, but then it showed him dealing drugs. It showed Kane pulling up to shoot him. It showed Diana trying to shoot him. It had Tariq, which we saw in the trailer, standing over the balcony at Truth in the suit like his dad. And then you heard the Big Rich Town, not a cappella version, but that kind of classic jazz version. What happened when Ghost got shot, which I always like when that comes on. And is in the same position as when he comes around the corner to shoot Ghost, but instead it's Tariq's son about to kill him, and then he kind of tells him, "You can't kill me." That reveal was very good, just on the basis of the conflict for himself. He seemingly sort of tried to reveal, like, yo, okay, I have to do stuff the right way. I have to accept. We had this conversation with Braden on the roof. I have to accept that my dad is a part of me, and we heard him do a voiceover on the trailer of this. I have to accept the good parts of my dad, and get rid of the bad parts and accept the good parts of me and put them together. And it seemed like a revealing moment where, yeah, Tariq, he said that he needs to save his family. Like, going forward, if he's going to have a baby, he needs to remove them from the game. And it seemed like he was going to really do what his dad couldn't do. Because he was talking about his dad having 1 foot in, 1 foot out. He goes to meet Diana and has the same conversation. Goes for a baby scan. And we had this really deep conversation towards the end of him saying, like, yo, my dad done this the wrong way and 1 foot out. And Diana was really listening to him. And the where Tariq failed right at the end. And I hope that on the other end it comes out that he goes back on what he says now. But his answer to saving his family wasn't step out the game. It's, I need to be on top of the game. Which we know that doesn't work. And I'm starting to think, does Tariq even know to the extent that what Ghost was on top of the game yet? Does he know about Lobos and all these people? Does he know about the fact that, like, his dad was the top in New York? Because it seemingly, if he did, he'd know that it doesn't work. I mean, Angela died from the same reason. You know what I mean? Even though it was Tommy that did it. But all of it came from Ghost being 1 foot in, 1 foot out. Ghost listened to Angela from the start. The only thing what could have caught him was a couple of street drug dealers and stuff like that. So it's very interesting that that's the route he's taken. Diana actually says, no, it's not good for her. And kind of leaves it there, which seemingly like she's going to try to get out of the game. Drew was trying to get out of the game in this as well. But then Monet spoke him round as well. She seems to have a leash on him. And they go to do a robbery to get the family back on track for the drugs. And they're tracked down by Agent Carter. And we reveal what I thought was going to happen anyway, was that he's a dirty cop. And he basically stops them collecting their drugs. Drew's crew kills all the other drug dealers. And he basically says to them, listen, you lot can kill as many drug dealers as you want. You can take the product tonight and do whatever you like. What do you think our task force is? We run New York. It's only us that has a say on what goes on in this place. Seemingly that he's known this the whole time. And I wonder if it's been since his wife died or before his wife died. If it's since his wife died, it makes a lot more sense. If it's from before his wife died, then it's kind of rich. Not the fact that he misses her and he's got a problem that she was killed in like a gang shooting and but you've kind of allowed it. The fact that you wanted drug dealers to kill each other and you don't care about all that is probably the reason why she got caught in between. So I can't wait for them to delve more into that. We did see a reveal of Denise's photo in his house. We see that the grief he's going through, that he's so in denial that he's speaking to Denise in the house, asking for lip balm and all this business, and she's dead. And he's got the house is set up as normal, the bedroom, the kitchen, everything is set up as if his wife's still alive, which is kind of sad. We do get Noma and Thingy Davis in this to finally sleep together, which I said was going to happen 2 episodes ago. So very interesting, very disappointing in Tariq though, I must say. I really thought, I thought he's going to do what his dad couldn't do, but listen, there's 5 episodes left. I will tell you what, I say a strong prediction of what's going to happen for the future, because he's expecting loads of deaths in this and that, and I don't know who's going to die. But Diana did ask him, do you know anything what happened to Salim? And he just told him, no, I pulled up on him. He flaked, he folded, he told me everything about you, and then I left. And he ain't told her. I wouldn't be surprised if everything Tariq just said about being on top of the game, he goes back against it to get out. And when he does get out and finally takes care of his family and we get to the final episodes, he gets arrested for the murder of Salim. And that's how it finishes. But who knows, man. We'll talk about it next time. Won't see you on these reviews for a minute now until September. But we'll catch up, man. I've been your boy. Comment, like, subscribe, share. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Run.